Hey everyone, it's Dr. Mina, and I am here to talk to you guys about something that we're not really taught in school. And it's a very important thing because it is one of the foundational pillars to success in any goal that we try to reach out for. And again, as you know, some of you who have been following my material for some time, you'll know that all the principles that I try to give to you guys are not just applicable to health and well-being and mentality, but also to other areas of our lives, such as finances, career, relationships, and things like that. And so the fundamental thing that a lot of us are not taught in school is this idea of believing in yourself. And if we really break that down, dissect it, and think about it, what you're going to realize is that there is a phenomena that's going on. Probably more so now than ever before because of Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and everything that's going on with social media. We're seeing that we're constantly imprinted psychologically with this idea of us not being good enough. And this is happening at very aggressive rates because what we're seeing is everyone that's if you're a young girl or a young man, you're seeing all these photos of people that are in excellent shape or traveling abroad or doing this with their lives or doing that. And so it makes us feel like, man, I'm really behind. I'm only working on this, or I'm only doing that, or I have a full-time job, or I have a family and I can't do this, so I must be missing out on something. Um, and that is not the case at all. And the reality is, these are, certain people who highlight the peak experiences of their lives on their Facebook and Instagram and social media. So, all of us have different lives, and when we're seeing this constantly, even when we're not consciously thinking about it, when we're just scrolling through our news feed and our Instagram, it's given us feedback mentally that we're not good enough. And so this phenomena is something that I see quite often in a lot of my patients and a lot of people in general. And it's this thing where people don't really believe in themselves anymore because they're constantly getting feedback from their social media telling them that, hey, you're behind. Hey, you're not cool. Hey, you're not fit. Hey, you're not, rich. Hey, you're not successful. Hey, you're not. And the list goes on and on and on. And so, what is something that we can do to rekindle that fire inside of us where we can be our own strongest advocate and not allow all that feedback, even if the intention was good? If someone's posting this beautiful picture, maybe their intention isn't to make people feel bad about their lives, but that is the effect that ends up happening because of it. And most of us are checking Facebook and Instagram all the time, and so we're seeing this and we're constantly being exposed to it. So when we look at our lives and we see that maybe there's certain areas of our lives that we're not happy with. So for some people it's their relationships, for others it's their health, for some people it's just how they feel, their emotional well-being, for other people just trying to do better in school or trying to reach a certain goal as like an athlete, as an athletic performance, and the list goes on and on. And so what we'll notice is that we're at point A, which is where I am now, and I want to develop this area to point B, which is where I want to go. So let's take an example of someone who wants to lose weight. It's like, here I am, I weigh let's say 200 pounds, and I want to get to a place where I weigh 170. So you want to lose 30 pounds. And so when we're just seeing all this feedback that's telling us, hey, you're not good enough, you're not going to do it, it's hard to reach that goal. And so that's the first thing we need to identify is that, first of all goals that people have set out are doable, right? Like, the people who are in good shape and have lost 30 pounds have done it before, and at one point it was a goal for them. And for people who have completed school or got good grades, that was a goal at one point and they achieved it. And whether it's for health, like, hey, I just want to be my best version of myself, like I want to be able to feel sharp and feel excited to wake up in the morning. there are a lot of people who are already doing that. And the difference between those who are doing it and those who are not doing it, quite simply, is just making the decision to set that standard for yourself, really. And so here you are at point A, and you want to lose that 30 pounds, or, do well in school, or, reach this, financial goal, or whatever it may be. And you're saying, okay, so what you got to do is you got to say, I'm going to make a decision to do it, because there have been hundreds of thousands and maybe even millions, depending on your goal, of people who were in very similar situations as you and have achieved it. And so, why are you any different? And the reality is, whether we think our story is unique, or we think we're different, or we think there's no way we can do it, or whether we think, hey, like, yeah, there's tons of people who have achieved this goal that I want to achieve, and I can achieve it too. Whether you believe you can or cannot, you're absolutely right. So, this is something that you can play around with, which is your thinking style, and say, what if I can do this? What if I can lose, those 30 pounds? What if I can hit that goal? What if I can, run a little bit faster? Ask yourself and give yourself the benefit of the doubt. What if I can? And then insert your goals. And this is a very interesting thing that happens neurologically in our brains when we say, what if I can blank? Because a lot of times we tell ourselves, oh, I can't do this, or I got to do this, and it's very like a dictator, like I have to do this and I have to do that, or I can't do this, or this is impossible, or they don't have, the same things that I'm going through, or I went through this, or I went through that. When we tell ourselves that, it's our brain, since our brain is very good at solving problems, what it will do is it will find the facts to confirm this belief. And so all of a sudden you'll see that things are working against you, and you will get ideas that further confirm this, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, if you said, what if I can do this? What if I can lose weight? Then your brain starts thinking, yeah, what if I can? And so you've typed in that algorithm, and it does the work, and it starts to find little things and opportunities that will help you reach that goal. And what's really interesting, and this is something that I have witnessed myself and a lot of people have witnessed too, is when you start putting your brain to work to your own advantage, to actually helping you achieve your goals, instead of getting in the way of you reaching your goals, what ends up happening is you start finding that there are a lot of things in your environment that were always there, but you never noticed how helpful they are. So, there are people, when they're trying to lose weight, they'll find that there are all these like farmers markets where they can buy really cheap produce. And initially they thought, oh man, eating healthy is really expensive. They'll see that there are gyms that are really close to them, and not just, lifting weights, but there's, yoga gyms, and there's like CrossFit gyms, and different dance studios, different things that they can do to help them get in shape. And so that's quite amazing, because then all of a sudden, instead of it seeming like things are working against you, you begin to realize, like, hey, like, I don't even like need to do it this way. Like, actually, I can go to YouTube and watch a fitness video and do it with them, or I can, go to Walmart, buy a yoga mat, and do, yoga from a video or a TV show that I saw, or I can just go to the gym that's nearby, or I can go to this place and they have healthy food and it's affordable, and so on and so on. And so it's really amazing, because what you will end up noticing is that a lot of things in your life, not just your health, are a product of the way that you think and the way that you have taught yourself to look for evidence to support that. And so when you play around with your brain and your thinking style, and you start getting a bit more experimental with the way you see things, you'll start to see that there are different effects. And whereas, maybe initially you thought like, oh, people are so cruel, or their intentions are weird or manipulative or whatever, and I just don't want to talk to people, I want to stay indoor, you're going to get things that confirm that. You're going to pay attention to people who are manipulative, and you're going to think, see, that's the evidence. See, I see it every single time. And likewise, if you think people are kind-hearted and nice and they want to help each other and you know that we should all be loving each other, then you'll see evidence of it everywhere. You'll see like, oh, see that person, they just did a random act of kindness, or see that lady, she helped open the door for that grandma. And so you start noticing these things. And so what it ends up being is you getting to choose how you want to see the world. Do you want to see the world as you're the victim and everything is working against you and you're never going to lose weight, you're never going to be happy, you're never going to find a relationship, you're never going to have friends, you're never going to be successful, and the list goes on and on and on and on? Or are you going to rewire your brain in the way that you think and say, what if I can lose weight? What if I can be healthy? What if I can get out of pain? What if I can be happy? What if I can wake up excited in the morning? What if I can be successful? What if I can, find a wife or a husband or whatever you're looking for? And so when you start asking that question, you open up a door of opportunities. And then, of course, the next thing is going to be is once you start noticing these opportunities, you're going to feel better. And then the next step is going to be for you to take action on those opportunities. And so you're going to notice that, hey, I never noticed there was this, trainer at my gym that looks like they're in perfect shape, exactly how I want to be in shape. What if I talk to them? And you could have gone to the gym for years and not gotten the results that you want, and you talk to this person and you realize that, hey, they were 200 pounds too, and they were overweight, and now they lost a lot of weight. So this is awesome, I can't wait to do this. And then you become excited. And so coming full circle with this, it's really important to be your own advocate. And a lot of times we're unaware that we are our own biggest enemies, and we end up stumbling over our own feet. And of course, with social media and maybe some toxic relationships and things like that, it constantly reinforces that. And so what you can do, and what I highly recommend, because it is going to improve your quality of life from like here to like there, what I recommend is start being your own cheerleader. Start waking up in the morning and write some things that you really like about yourself. And this is a great exercise, because if I was to tell you, list 3 things that you really like about yourself, I would say 9 out of 10 people watching this video are gonna have to think about it. And some people may give some shallow answers like, oh, I really like this or I really like that. But when you actually dig deep, and even if you can name 3 things right away, if I told you list 10 things that you really like about yourself, then you'll see by like point number 7, it becomes very difficult to find the things that you really like about yourself. And so that's not because you're an unlikable person, but rather because you need to take the time to know yourself and know what are your strengths and what are the things that you like. And you need to fall in love with yourself, and you need to believe in yourself. And when you fall in love with yourself and you see, like, I like the way I do this, I like my sense of humor, I like the cheesy jokes that I say, I like the fact that, I can, think about this in an abstract way, I like that I'm creative in this department, I like that, whatever the list may be, then you begin to believe in yourself. And with some of the things outlined in this video, you'll begin to notice that your life is going to change, and you're going to notice more opportunities, and you're going to be much more excited to reach your goals, and then you'll become one of the people that everyone looks up to. So just as there's those people who have lost a lot of weight, and people who went from a spiraling downward depression to just being completely optimistic and reaching their goals, from people who are failures to successes, and the list goes on, you will be one of those people too. And like I said, this doesn't just apply in health, whether you want to build muscle or, combat a certain disease or fight this pain or depression or whatever it may be, it applies to other areas of our lives too. And so things become very fun, because then, life becomes an adventure, and pretty much your thoughts are like the catalog. And so it's like, all right, do I want to have a positive experience or a negative experience? And based on the way that you're thinking, whether you're thinking positively or negatively, then you're ordering from a catalog. Like you're going to order not so good stuff, and it's going to lead you to be quite unhappy and struggle and become the victim, and the list goes on. Or you can think positive thoughts, and then the catalog will deliver positive experiences, and then you will have your sense of well-being much better, and then you'll naturally want to help people too, because that's a very beautiful thing about humans, is that when we feel good, we want to share it, because happiness is not meant to be contained within us. It's not meant to be stored and to be in a selfish environment. When we're happy, when we're fulfilled, we want other people to be happy and fulfilled. And when we're successful, we want other people to be successful. And when we're healthy, we want other people around us to be healthy, those we love and those we don't know. And that's the beautiful ripple effect of humanity. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. Hopefully, some of these things that I mentioned here can also begin to ignite that romantic love that you can have with yourself, where you can list 10 things that you like about yourself and make it 20 and then 25, and go as far down to any number that you want, and begin to believe in yourself, and then have control over the type of thoughts and experiences that you want to have. And of course, with anything else, like I said, if there is a medical issue or psychological issue, I am just giving good general advice on YouTube. So please talk to your physician before doing anything drastic or anything without their permission, so that way they can guide you in the right direction. So with that being said, guys, have an awesome week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.